let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
Okay, it's Andy Graham of hoboontheroad.com. I'm leaving the Embarcadero Hostel. It's only about 1 o'clock. My plane don't leave till, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night. Then I arrive in Malta at 12 o'clock. No, 11 o'clock. Yeah, but I'm lucky they're picking me up at the thing with some kind of special thing for the hostel. I'm going to the Hostel Malta. So I'm leaving Venice, Italy, and I'm pretty well sure I'll probably never come back in my life. Although I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad I stopped in for 3 days. But, you know, it's extremely, this is one of the biggest tourist traps on the planet, so it's not an easy place to fall in love with, because it's very hard to fall in love with something that costs so much money that you cringe every time you buy something. But I'm on the way. I got to walk across this bridge up ahead, go down the left and get to the bus stop, then take like a 30-minute ride to the Treviso. It's a feeder airplane flight. It's a feeder airport for Ryanair and all the low-cost carriers. Probably it's not the main airport, so that's one of the problems, because I'm flying on about a 35-euro flight to Malta, an island on the end of Italy. Okay, I'm approaching the stairs. I'm laughing because you start thinking about all the stairs you get to climb and go over when you're in this place, and then really all you're looking at is blank walls all the time. Getting hit by two-wheel carts. See these people coming up these stairs right here? This isn't exactly paradise. Okay, leaving Venice, Italy, one of the biggest tourist traps on the planet. I really wish I could have came here 300 years ago. It's probably full of pirates and prostitutes and all sorts of scallywags. Now they just take your money in a different way, but I'm here in Venice, and it's fun to reminisce of what this place would be like when it was really something instead of just a tourist trap. You know, the buildings are like a sign, but this was a business, one of the best ports in the Mediterranean, I guess, or what, your Adriatic Sea, or coming in here. And, you know, it was the place where a lot of business transpired. Marco Polo, I think, left from here. A lot of stuff. I mean, this was a very important place 200 or 300. It's really not a very important place right now. So it's the end of a thing, and they're just celebrating the passing of time in a way. But we're celebrating an era that no longer exists. But most of these people wouldn't even consider coming here when it was actually full of pirates and all these type of people. Because normally on these kind of docks it would be like full of people doing business, and, you know, prostitutes and all sorts of beggars and people like that trying to make a living in any way they can. Okay, I'm up on one of the bridges right before I get to the bus stop, and I'm sitting there trying to introspect and try to understand why I don't like tourists in a way. And I think it's the greed. It's just like everybody's constantly in fear that they might miss something. Like, we got one foot in yesterday and one day in tomorrow, and pissing all over today. They go fast, they walk faster sometimes being a tourist than they do when they're working. So it's sometimes quite annoying to be around this type of person that really isn't just savoring the minute. Like me, I'm going to take 5 hours to get to the bus stop because I don't care. Time is of nothing to me. It doesn't mean anything. I just get to look at people. I get to enjoy things. And it's about people more than it is about things. But most of tourism is about things and not people. So it's a really kind of inhuman type of thing. It's not a loving type of thing. It's a love with the collection of memories, as opposed to the friends and people we meet along the way. So tourism, yeah, you have some, you know, one-day renewable friendships, but it's not where you meet the, you know, it's just, you don't meet the calm people traveling in tourist areas. You meet the people that are so super motivated that they, you know, they're basically thinking about the future so much and so much about money that it's not enjoyable. I know that I will never come back here, but I'm glad to come. I did meet some nice people, but I'm saying, it's not to say that tourists are bad, but it's just to say that generally overall tourism is not a loving, caring type of people. It's a bunch of party or one-night stand people. Okay, Andy Graham on the way to the bus right there. You can see him. So that's the bus to the big airport, Marco Polo, and this is to Treviso. I have no idea how to get the ticket or whatever because they just don't give you directions. You just wing it as you go. I went and bought the ticket for 10 euros, guys. This is like 3 times more than any ticket I would ever pay on most of these shuttle-type buses during the middle of the day. So that's about $12 US or something. So I better get moving. Look, one girl's running. You just never know the rules, because if you don't just cross your T's and dot your I's, you're liable to end up without a transport. I think that's my bus right there. Yeah. No, that's my. Europe self-service. Good morning.
Good morning.
In reference, this cost about 1/5 the price to come from Pisa on the train. This is the, you know, one of the feeder airports for like the low-cost carriers. I'm getting on Ryanair, so my ticket is about 35 euros to Malta, so it's 1/3 the cost of the bus to the airport. No, I mean the ticket for the bus is 1/3 the cost to go all the way to the other end of the country on an airplane. I was sitting here introspecting, and I felt like I just left a cave. All the little rooms are in these little alleyways, and inside there's not much light. So as the buildings are hover together, you feel like you're in a cave. So I actually feel like I just left a cave, and now I'm into the wide open spaces, which is quite a relaxing thing. You know, a lot of you probably think that I'm cheap, but you got to realize I stayed 3 days in Venice, while most people that in my hostel were staying a maximum to 1 or 2. So I was the long-term stayer there, the long-term person. So, but I was trying to really understand the place as opposed to just say I was there. I'm out on an island, really. Yeah, I arrived at the airport. There's a Ryanair transfer over here. I'm going to check this out because Ryanair is just about impossible to get to the airports. These little feeder airports that they come in at. They're some of the most complicated things in the planet. I'm going to see if maybe I'm not missing the boat here on Ryanair shuttle buses, because I see them often and I just haven't taken one. I don't know if it's exactly how they work or what they do, but you can see that's but I got nothing to lose and everything to gain by figuring it out, right? Keep you from taking carts up here. Okay, I'm across from the Treviso airport in Venice, Italy, and I'm going to eat a piece of pizza just to see if there's any way, shape, or form, you know, what would you call a good pizza? We got quite a nice place here. It's outside bar. Okay, I'm in the restaurant looking at the pizzas, trying to figure out if any of them inside in Venice, actually on the island, I think the pizzas were so horrible looking. Some even had French fries on them that I couldn't even bear to think of them, but they would sell them by the slice. They have olive pizzas, salami pizza, prosciutto, gamberetti, wurzel. You can see they just have one topping type pizzas here.
Are you ready?
Just about. I want a salami pizza.
One salami pizza.
Salamino.
Something to drink. Some beer, Coca-Cola.
No, just water.
Water with gas or some gas? No gas.
Free gas.
With gas.
No water.
No gas.
No water.
Solo water, normale?
No water.
Eh?
No water.
No water.
I'm okay.
Solo pizza?
Yeah.
Amore pizza?
You can see that's an Italian served up by a real Italian from Thailand, I think. Pardon me. I'm trying to read all these. They're like one flavor pizzas. I want to see if it's. I wanted to give pizza a chance here in Italy because the pizza I saw over in Venice was so horrible looking that I wouldn't even eat it. You know, I couldn't even bear to buy it one slice. This salami pizza here looks pretty good, so I'm trying to figure out if there's any merit to the pizzas and thing. But the only way to do it is to try, right? But generally, people ask me where the best pizza on the planet is. I always say America because the cheeses and everything are better. But let's give it a try. Served up in Italy, in Venice, in the city, at the airport, crossed at a really nice place, by a probably, I'll guess, but I think it's a Thai girl. Stand corrected. She's from China. She's kind of wide. She's a little white for a Chinese girl, for a Thai girl.
Un altro patate? Solo patate?
She does speak Italian though. The pizza arrived pretty fast. Moderately, not very much pepperoni. Okay, I'm going to eat my probably first and last pizza in Italy because I kind of doubt that I'll ever come back here in my lifetime. Just not in my cards and not something I really want to do. And if you can look at the pizza, it's moderate on the cheese and small pepperonis, like 1 or 2 per slice, and mostly crushed. But I don't know. I tried to leave the Venice proper because it was mostly like Bangladesh people or certain people working in these restaurants. They had I remember they had a French fry thing, but I'll try it, see what it looks, see what it's like. Obviously, it's about a $10 pizza. Better to eat a Totino's pizza in the United States out of for $1.50 at an Aldi store. This is really not a very good pizza at all. It's got no flavor, but it looks a lot better than the ones that I saw. I walked into 4 or 5 pizza shops inside of the Venice Island area, and generally this is just eat your pizza in America and be happy and try to pretend here that you like the pizza, because I ask people all around the world where the best pizza are, and they always say Italy, but they, people somehow have this willful blindness about things. They want to make things real when they're not real. Pizza was more or less probably invented here, but it was probably just a piece of crust with some tomato sauce on it. So pretty horrible. Andy Graham in Venice, Italy. I'm across from the airport. I left the thing because I just couldn't even consider the pizza in the tourist bubble of Venice even worth considering. Very little cheese, very little pepperoni, lots of crust, and the crust is not cooked. It's just really, not crispy at all or anything special about the crust. Sometimes I feel sorry for Europeans because as an American, we don't, Americans don't appreciate it, but we're the land of plenty. And, I just paid it was $8 euros for the pizza and €1.50 for the tax. So I'm paying about $12 for a pizza that was one of the worst I've ever had. And every pizza I've seen in all of Italy or even the other countries around here has just been, you know, never once to the point where you feel like you're getting over-delivered. What I'm saying is, America should appreciate the fact that we actually always, for what we get out of life, or what we buy in the country, is really a great value. Most of the stuff is so expensive in Europe that they really are just grateful to be able to afford what they get. And it's not to say that it's a bad place, but it's just to say that the quality of what they eat and the quality of stuff the lifestyle they have is pretty low. And they're just squeaking in a lot of ways. And squeaking by. And that's what I kind of don't like about Europe. I'm supposed to get something really bad, and then I'm supposed to be grateful I got it. And that's why I don't come to Europe very often, because it's just a bad value for the money. Okay, Andy Graham, Hobo Traveler, eating probably a $12 pizza that which should be about a $3 pizza in the United States. I'm at the gate, and they don't have enough seats for even a few of the people here. So I was lucky to get down here, because they like you to just line up almost and stand there until you leave. It's really annoying. A lot of the airports are doing this now. They're just having like these little holding areas, and there's not enough seats, and there's no toilets. It's just like cow. But of course, there's no guidance either from the people in the airport. This just seems to be strange all the time. It's about, I don't know, let's see, 9:15, I think. And we're getting on the plane. We got about a 2-hour flight, so we get about there at 11 something. And then I get picked up at the airport by the Hostel Malta. I have no clue why they put those tags in those bags. On the sheet it tells me to go to the rear door. I've never noticed it until the last couple times.
These are emergency exits. Therefore, in case of emergency, you may be required these doors. Please follow the information from the back of the seat and on the door. And if you have any questions, ask me or any
Signora non lo capisco. Era sai del problema? No, io c'è un certo dodo da pescare. Oh, tutto
Bye bye.
Thanks, bye. Ja, dan is het ook nou weer
Seem to be really advertising casinos here. This one specifically, Ryanair Casino, and St. Julian's, Malta. That's where I'm going, St. Julian's. Supposed to be somebody here picking me up.
No.
Mr. Grazie.
I'll see you though. You have? You going to the Geneva? How quickly though? How quickly? I'll come with you then, yeah?
Well, I've arrived in Malta, my 101th country, I guess, and I'm supposed to be meeting the Hostel Malta at the thing. They're supposed to have a sign with my name on it, and so far they're not here. So, but I seen some $5 transfers over there as I came in, so €5 transfers. But I suppose the guys are just being, late. So I've arrived at the hostel.